gentlemen, woohoo! Another talking product section. We're starting with the radio-controlled atomic talking clocks. And yes, I sound lively. Why not? It is after 1 p.m. and I'm just about ready to, do my own thing. So anyways, like promised, we're going to do a video on the reizen radio controlled atomic talking clock. Now I gotta look up how to spell this so I don't misspell this. And I'm talking, I have two clocks of the same, but I want to show you one that it has the same voice, but my honest reviews, but we're not just going to do an unboxing. There's no unboxing in this video, but my reviews, my 3-year review on the Reizen radio controlled clock. Has it already been 3 years? It's almost 4 years. Let's walk this back. So in September, I got the this clock. I've had one similar that had the same voice. The same voice I'm talking about. You slap the shit out of this one to get it to talk. 2:09 p.m. But the one that I got for 2:09 p.m. that one sounds way better. So anyways, they both tell you the time, the date, and USA time, whether it's updated or not updated. Let me play both of them for you.
2:09 p.m. Today is Tuesday, February 25, year 2025. USA time updated. 2:10 p.m. Today is Tuesday, February 25, year 2025. USA time updated.
Now, here's a problem, okay? That clock, you use that for an alarm. When you turn the alarm back on, it likes to go off after 5 minutes, 4 times until you shut it up. But it does this when the time is not at what the alarm is set for. So I had this clock a while back in 2012, and I thought, okay, whatever, fine, crap, okay. I got the alarm turned on and everything, and the alarm went off. Okay, all right. Scared. Never again. So I don't use that for an alarm clock. I don't use that for an alarm. Anyway, the only alarm that I use is the one that I showed late last night, this early morning after 1 a.m. So, yeah. But anyways, I wanted to do my thoughts and opinions. Now, here's my thoughts and opinions on the Reizen radio-controlled talking clock. We're not even going to call it atomic because atomic and radio-controlled are the same thing. So let's break down the first set of features. Number 1, C batteries. They can last anywhere from a year or more. I've had changed the batteries in a few clocks as soon as, I got back from handling something important last year. Got everything situated, and that's how that took into play. Then, as you can guess, when I was doing the review on my Drio oscillating tower fan Cruiser Pro T1, you know, that was Wi-Fi enabled, I decided, you know, or not I decided, but my clocks went off, and at the time I had like 22 available or something like that, maybe 10 from what I can count. Number 3, back when I was doing YouTube videos, dictation, instead of saying travel alarm clock, it said trouble alarm clock. I didn't bother to change it because that is to show dictation error. It wasn't my fault. But now, as we get ready to take a step and talk about my thoughts and opinions on this reizen radio controlled talking clock that's analog, the first thing I want to say is, just like the other analog talking clocks that are radio controlled by Hearkens or LSS or independent living aids, I want to say that they do a good job setting the hands to midnight. So when you take the C batteries out and you put new ones in, within a split second, okay, I forgot what time it is, I'm going to reset to 12. So, in other words, it has to have a starting position. Then it has to listen to a radio signal, and the radio signal can take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes and all that good stuff. And it uses the NIST time signal in Fort Collins, Colorado, and it plays a 40 or a 60 kilohertz, you know, thing. So, I have a lot of people asking me questions like, so what happens if the clock dies, or what happens if it, I mean, if it dies, it's simple. The hands stop moving, you know, all that kind of stuff. So let me break it down to you and tell you my 3-year review or thoughts and opinions. I really love the clock. I wouldn't use it for an alarm because of the problem that I had previously stated. I have owned several radio-controlled talking watches, radio-controlled talking clocks, a radio-controlled talking clock with outdoor temperature, and none of them, I've used them as alarms, has repeated the alarm when you turned it back on. It would turn it on the next day. Otherwise, it is a wonderful clock. I actually love it. I really do. Especially when I got a nice one for a late Christmas present, which y'all have seen, or y'all heard her out here. Shout out to my girl for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. I needed that one anyway, and I'm not being sarcastic and I'm not being needy, because the one that I had that I just showed you, you have to actually bang the palm of your hand on the snooze bar in order to get it to talk to you. The other one that is beside it, you can lightly tap it and it's got something to say instantly. So I really like that. That one sounds more cheered up. The other one sounds like it's like dying. I've changed batteries. I've done everything. So anyway, let's walk on to the next thing that I love about this clock. It is 99.9% accurate. It has had its days. There is no such thing as 100% accurization. If there is, then this world must be perfect. So it is pretty much good, like the Hurricane Atomic Talking silent analog alarm clock with time and temperature and adjustable voices. I give the Ryzen radio controlled atomic talking analog clock, and I know I said not to say atomic, it's a habit, but I give this product a 5 out of 5, and this is why. Because one, you don't have to worry about, setting the time for daylight savings time. I know I gotta set several of these, clocks that are non-radio controlled, and they're a pain to, set, but it's gotta be set. So there's a few that I have that is not set to standard time or an hour back, so by default it'll be at the same time anyway. And I'm kind of thinking, well, the ones that have the hourly chime, I'd rather set, but then knowing me, I set them all to match the time. Next up, this one has daylight savings time on or off. Now, I don't crack open the battery compartment. I leave my stuff sitting right there because of the first thing. The first thing is, why move something when you put it back, it might or might not update. Right now it's in its sweet spot, and I just put it randomly places that's closest to me, and I don't want to mess up the signal trajectory. I have it where it's able to catch the signals. The only thing it would be those two clocks. Now those two clocks that are sitting beside each other have this feature, daylight savings time on and off. So I don't bother with it because it should set automatically. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm glad they have this feature. That's why it's $54.99 on maxiates.com. Is because of the feature, daylight savings time. I mean, my honest opinion is if it's radio controlled, it shouldn't even have that feature. Now, for some radio controlled clocks, it should set regardless. But overall, that's not a point reduction. Nothing is a point reduction. I am really thankful to have these two clocks with me. I've had the one since 2021 and the other one, the most recent. I like my clocks. They know how to catch their time signals and they know how to update, and it's really just as simple as waiting 3 in the morning and your clock's never being wrong, as long as it can catch the signal. Battery installation is particularly not hard, but you're generally, before you eat chicken or eat anything, because you're touching metal and battery acid that is all the way inside of the batteries, I recommend you wash your hands with soap and water after you change the batteries. When you touch batteries, and I don't think they say it, but what I normally do is I like to wash my hands and make sure that I'm clean and healthy. That's generally what I do. Now, yes, they're a new set of batteries, but you never know. You could have batteries that are new and good, and you never know when they're going to bust on you and squirt and corrode in your hand. So I generally play the safe card and wash my hands and make sure that they're clean, especially if I'm putting even just a battery, one, in a device. The next thing I love about this clock is you heard it say USA time updated, and if it doesn't catch the signal, it says USA time not updated. Which I know I will admit, I've made a complaint about it not catching the radio signal way back in 2021 and been complaining about it, but other than that, I've done, I don't even have to do my research. I made it work, and I thought, okay, well, I'm judging these things too harshly. I really need to just chill out, put the brakes on, and, cut it down, chill out. Next thing that I like to talk about will be in another video. It'll be dealing with two products, technically 3 of them. I might or might not do a video on the next one, but they're all going to be radio controlled. So since I have, last time I checked, 7 clocks that are radio controlled, I'll do 7 videos on radio controlled clocks that talk. Some of them, 3 of them have the same voice. I've already done 1. I'm doing technically 2. That's 3, so I've knocked down 3 so far in one video. Not 3 in one video, but technically 2. I technically could make this long and do another comparison, which, again, might not be the general good move. It might be, because I'm trying to get up to 47 videos in the talking product section to tie it, and this, I believe, would make the 40th video, unless it's the 41st. I'm not sure. I normally check after I upload my stuff, but I'm going to wait until it uploads. I will definitely knock out the comparison and get it done and over with, but I don't want to make the title extensively long. But all 3 of these clocks that I will describe in the next video, instead of telling you USA time updated, it will tell you what one that I previously had before these did not. So we will save that for another video, which I will make sure this one uploads, and once this one uploads, I will do another video and get this over and done with. So let me double check and make sure that I covered everything in case if there are any questions. Battery replacement is easy. You need 2 C batteries filled. It's best to fill the terminals and be gentle. One thing that I notice is the spring on the first clock that I had that was radio controlled and it was analog, is it feels like it's not able to handle a C battery. It is a little loose, but it does a good job holding the batteries. When I got this next one, before the prices went sky through the roof, what ended up happening was I went to put the batteries in and the batteries shot out of the spring, and I had to run and chase it down and eventually corner it underneath the desk somewhere. I was doing that review. I'm pretty sure you didn't cure it on tape, but the battery wanted to fly out. So maybe that was the first one. I'm not sure because I did a review of it. That was the first one, I'm pretty sure, from like 2012. But anyways, that is my review on the Reizen radio-controlled atomic talking analog alarm clock. Now, I'm going to look up how it's spelled, and I'm not going to make any mistakes writing it because I don't, and I shouldn't make mistakes. Anyways, you guys stay safe, have a good one, and see you in the next video.